ICE, Reform UK, and why anti-immigration rhetoric works in politics. The murder of Renee Good and Alex Pretty sent shockwaves over the internet as it demonstrated the sheer brutality of America's Immigration and Customs Enforcement Unit. Similarly, anti-immigrant rhetoric echoes over the Atlantic, with Reform UK making leads in polls and many Conservative members joining the party. And yet, one key question still remains. Why does such rhetoric work? Hi, I'm Saisha Hayes, a postgraduate from the London School of Economics in Comparative Politics and Conflict Studies, and this is my analysis. Literature and electoral psychology sheds light on this. Black et al. Showcase how the main emotions used in the political campaign are hope or fear. Fear is a primal, visceral emotion which can disrupt previous patterns of cognition. Hope, on the other hand, can be more elusive. Far-right-wing parties are excellent at utilizing fear to paint an imminent threat to mobilize support. For example, let's say I'm running my beautiful town of Pennsville. What works more, if I tell you that if you vote for me, we can have a better tomorrow, or that if you don't vote for me, Pennsville will be invaded by outsiders who are stealing all our jobs? See, the creation of an illusory tomorrow is less convincing than the imminent threat of today, as the act of voting reduces your anxiety about the future and makes you feel like you're actually doing something for the threat that's outlined in the present. Another reason this rhetoric is effective is because it's simple. One of the main ways voters consume information now is online. As you scroll past Stacey's Get Ready With Me, bombs from Gaza, and someone's chicken recipe, your mind is cluttered. The repetition of a simplistic narrative is arguably easier for the brain to process and remember than the nuances of economic policy. If I say Brexit means Brexit, it's simple and it's genius. You remember it. If I say Brexit means leaving the super large economic institution that we've been a member of since the 70s, and I believe leaving would be economically official, but there could be trade shocks, doesn't really have the same ring to it now, does it? Moreover, do you really think that the average voter would read a party's manifesto or 80-page policy brief analysing why there are increased levels of austerity, or what led to job displacement, deindustrialization, and skill-based technical changes? Or is it easier to convey and to digest that someone else is the problem? Fear jolts you. It makes your brain pay attention. We can even see this in negativity bias. If an individual compliments you 10 times, versus someone says something negative, the negative piece of stimuli stands out more in your brain because threat assessment was crucial to our survival as human beings. Moreover, algorithms boost content which receive the most engagement. They don't care whether it's positive or negative attention, just attention. And if making you scared or angry gets you to comment and interact with me, well, voila, that's exactly what I'm going to do, so I can widen the reach of my political message. Apart from the psychological architecture which social media manipulates, there's also a very important political marketing perspective. Having anti-immigrant sentiment is unifying. It's a clear policy stance on something which arguably the right adopts globally. However, the global left struggles to market themselves as a unified collective because different factions believe that different topics are more important. Should we focus on gender, diversity, or increasing wages? Another theory which can help explain why this rhetoric is successful is Tajfel and Turner's social identity theory. Social identity theory states that individuals need to feel as if they're a part of a social group in order to maintain their self-esteem. This is a three-step process: social categorization, social identification, and then lastly, social comparison. Step 1. Place people into different groups. Step 2. Identify with your in-group and adopt the norms and attitudes. Step 3. Compare your in-group to the out-group, exaggerating similarities and differences leading to in-group favoritism and out-group bias. Anti-immigrant sentiment is effective because it enables the activation of the out-group bias and in-group favoritism. I'm British, I'm American, they're illegal migrants. Doing so reduces their humanity and alienates them. So to conclude, anti-immigrant sentiment works from an electoral, psychological, and political marketing perspective because it lends to social media's architecture. For simplistic messaging, it uses the primal emotion of fear, making people's vote feel more important, and as it reduces their anxiety. It places an identifiable policy stance against their political opposition. And lastly, it allows voters to form distinctive identities around the issue, triggering in-group favoritism and out-group bias. When we ask why anti-immigration rhetoric works, the answer isn't that voters are irrational or simply easily manipulated, but rather that this rhetoric is perfectly adapted to the political world we now live in, and that it's been one that's been present throughout history, which is what arguably gives it more salience in the public mind. A world of cognitive overload, algorithmic amplification, and chronic political fatigue, fear cuts through that. It simplifies complex problems, creates clear identities, and makes political participation feel urgent and meaningful. Until left-wing political parties find a way to compete emotionally, fear will remain one of the most effective tools in electoral strategy. Because politics isn't about the substance of the message. In today's age, it's about how many people your message can reach and how many people will remember it. I have a lot more to say about topics such as this, so let me know what you would like a comparative breakdown and what you would like to see next. Thanks.